they're going to have to pull some magic right out of the hat, proverbially.
Yeah, well, I mean, we did see Seth and Pex doing okay last map, but I think they're going to be the ones that are going to have to really step up, and we kind of did discuss this a little bit before the first match. Those two are the players that really have been fragging at the moment. I think Mizu is the other one, which, you know, is another one that we'd look to pick up those frags, but certainly at least one of those three has to have a really, really big game here.
Bit of an unknown entity for me. The reason is because he had so much potential before going overseas with that legacy roster. He's got that international experience. He's come back with it and done just about nothing to promote his game. Like, I see him, he's not that he's a bad player, he's just the same player that he was 4 months, 5 months ago, 6 months ago.
Yeah, he hasn't been developing.
No, correct. And if you want to continuously, if you got to continuously work on your game to become the best, then that's what you got to do. And I haven't seen so much from him, but Exile 5 are here ready to play, and they're going to have to defend this outside push here from the terrorists coming in over the wall eventually.
Yeah, straight away you can see an execute coming out here for the Chiefs onto that bomb site, so well versed in at least the A take. And Nikez will get a very free bomb plant here. No! Okay, Ferg getting just a little bit lucky, but I think there's a little bit of element of skill involved in that as well there for him.
Well, yeah, the smoke was only beside the bomb train, so it was obvious to him that the plant was going to go down, and Ferg picks up actually his third kill of the round by looks of things. Yeah, he's looking at single-handedly stimulating this Exile 5 team. The fist bump comes out for Ferg, and
yeah, a few cheers from the Exile 5 camp.
That's it. And did they start the second map the way that they started the first map?
With the pistol round? However, more convincing this time.
Absolutely more convincing. It wasn't left up to a 2 versus 1 for Pex, but it's the problem I see with Exile 5 is they have no safety net here. At any time, Chiefs can just turn it on and do something random, unexpected, and unrelenting to continuously pressure them into bad spots. So even on these eco rounds, they need to be very, very careful. They've only got 4 SMGs, and Ferg with that rifle is going to play a bit of a range game. So there's still an opportunity here for Chiefs to maybe at least get a bomb plant down.
Chiefs, interestingly enough, opting not to buy into this round. They didn't get the bomb down, and typically when that happens, you'd see the T-side buy in and save up for the 4th round. But regardless, they've decided just to go for the pistols and see how they can get anything done with them.
Interesting here. I think that Chiefs are shaping up for maybe a Galil buy. They know that Exile 5 love those SMGs on the second round, and if they do go down heavily here, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Destiny might call, or Moe, whoever's in charge, might call the Galil armor buy, which could then put them back in the game if Exile 5 choose not to upgrade. So it's actually in the Chiefs' best interest here to not get a kill and force any of these players to upgrade their weaponry.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're going to get a kill, you'd take Ferg and maybe save that rifle, but I think that's really a pretty difficult ask here. That would be the ideal scenario. Probably not going to be happening. Burn will take a bit of damage there. Actually, Ferg is the one to go down.
This is decision time here for Chiefs. Will anyone crack? Yes, I think we have a buy round here. Chris O'Wow getting that AK. AK's across the board. No utility. No head armor. Crazy. I thought at least they would go for the Galil head armor and a couple bit of utility, but they're going to back themselves right in here. Early days. Now, that's interesting. Chris O'Wow spamming his Glock intentionally there to conceal the weapon buy, but nevertheless, Chiefs are going to be in a commanding position to take this one. But
well, if they hit their shots,
such
and
a
they
risk.
do. Ferg already going down here. They have that player advantage. Burn not quite going to get the damage across to Mizu, I believe it was, but they've spotted him out, and now he's in a bit of a dangerous position. Jumping around on the bomb train is going to spot the player up there on the train, but again, not getting the damage across.
No, and it's very hard to get the damage across with only these SMGs when you're coming up against AKs and Destiny. Double headshot there, taking the bomb train by force, and he'll flank around towards the cutout underneath the ladder, but that won't be enough. Zorbot will find Burn, and this is massive for Zorbot. He needs to go absolutely ham here with that AK, otherwise Exile 5 are going to slip into yet another round loss here.
Yeah, Christo spotting him out once again. Zorbot jumping around the green train is going to be subsequently eliminated by Chris. Seth has been spotted out as well, and I mean, that was a good round there for the Chiefs, but it could have gone so...
Everything for that round. They haven't got head armor against SMGs, which is ludicrous for me because you knowingly go into that round. You know, the thought process is we're going to upgrade into rifles because they have SMGs, but you don't buy head armor. So that's craziness there, but it'll work out for them as they'll take the round. Exile 5 putting pressure on now. Pex picks up a kill with the pistol. And there's a lot of work here to do for the rest of Exile 5 if they want to come away with this one, but it's looking
wow.
pretty good right now.
Yeah, Zorbot picking up Destiny there, one of the key players for this Chiefs lineup. You can see Mizu just spamming away with the Scout as well, trying to get as much damage across for the pistols to clean up. At the moment, though, Chiefs are starting to pull ahead in this one. Chriso finding another one. Nikez grabbing one, but is traded out by Mizu, but he's the remaining player. Nikez only on 4 HP. Chriso, though, will be presumably doing the lion's share of the work here. He's actually got the bomb and heading perhaps towards the B site while Nikez tries to slow down Mizu here.
Great read there by Mick. He's unable. Tater gets it right. He's on 4 HP, and he can't land the pistol frag. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, you got to make that frag at this level, and he does not make it work. He'll go down, and Exile 5, though, look to rebuy into this one with the double AWP setup straight away at the first possible opportunity.
I was wondering when we were going to be seeing the first double AWP setup coming up. And I think we saw one last matchup between Parallax and Atletico, but very briefly. And, I mean, it's been something that's been quite powerful, especially in the Australian scene, the Australian and New Zealand scene, throughout the past few months. And, well, we're seeing it coming out here very early on train.
Absolutely, and I don't think that Chiefs will be all that aware of the double AWP setup actually coming out at this point because of the way that Exile 5 are 2-2 right now. They won't think the money is that strong, and that plays right into the hands of Exile 5 because Mizu can pretty much go along undetected with that AWP until fired. So they're going to assume that any AWP action is going to be Seth's, and he will get a double already. So brilliant start here for the Exile 5 AWPer as Ferg spots one out. But his
Destiny scampering back up the ladder.
You know what? 5 years ago, Ferg makes that kill.
Yeah.
He makes that kill. His reactions are slowing down. Father Time is undefeated. Father Time is undefeated.
Call the poor guy out on stream.
It's my job.
I guess you're speaking from experience, Pete.
Absolutely. I got out of there when I saw all these new guys coming through. I got right out of there.
See you, boys.
Real quick.
I've had my time.
I'm heading back to the desk where I belong. So that's interesting there for Ferg, although his positioning was exemplary there and continues to structure his team in a fantastic way in this round. And Molotov comes out and Zorbot take down Nikez, and what we've seen transpire today, both in the first matchup between Parallax and Atletico, but more intensified in this Exile 5 Chiefs matchup we're viewing, is the fact that a lot of these rounds are being won in the first 15 to 20 seconds of the round. I mean, there's not a lot of late round execution being displayed by any of these teams apart from Parallax, and that's why they look so great, is because once they lost that early pick, they were able to come back against Atletico time and time again and really punk them in a meaningful way. And I think right now, both of these teams are sort of stuck on the same train of thought. We just got to get every round we possibly can. We're going to gamble on every possible round, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, you can see the pistols coming out here for the Chiefs, and I was going to say maybe that's going to allow them to overwhelm a bomb site with the orbs there, but Mungo you can see immediately going down straight away there. Chiefs finding themselves in a dangerous position. Having said that, though, Destiny able to trade one back, Seth finding another onto Destiny, and still the orb from Mizu has not been spotted by the Chiefs.
No, and this is great defense being set up here by Exile 5, and I think this map does play into the hands of Chiefs. However, they got to start on T side.
Yeah.
If Exile 5 had gone on T side, this would be a very, very different prospect for them. But because they've been able to secure that CT side, they're looking okay right now, and they should be able to pick up their fourth round.
And in theory, be able to take through 4 guns into the next one as well, which is important. Having said that, Chriso not too keen on the idea, picks up Mizu. And actually, that's an AWP. I don't know if he recognized that the AWP was there, but regardless, Chris able to take that one down. You'd expect XL5 probably going to be able to retrieve that. But I guess food for thought. You'd
hope so, but they don't really want to give another gun away at this point. So chasing that secondary AWP down may not be a priority for them just because of Chris Owow's position and his ability to cover that space that AWP's in. So it doesn't look as though any of those dots on the radar are particularly keen on going towards the back aisles. And because Seth's already got one, they'll just let that one slide right through.
So I wonder here if XL5 opt to buy into another AWP or if they just decide, you know what, we'll keep with that single AWP setup. We'll be coming to the fore momentarily.
He didn't even get to fire it, I don't think, Mizu.
No, I'm fairly certain he didn't fire the AWP at all.
No, and that was over the course of 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I guess it wasn't really needed, so XL5, as a result, maybe just defaulting back to a regular setup.
Yep. And Seth will unfortunately try and take the same duel he took last time and get punished for it. Oh, he doesn't land the shot there, Chriso.
The shoulder peek.
The shoulder peek baits out that AWP shot, and I thought that he was going to pick up a free kill there, but great job by Exile 5, concentrating on their mechanics under pressure and getting that shoulder peek to work well for them. Now, Of course, Exile 5 concentrating heavily on that outside bomb site and with good reason, but it looks as though the attack here is going to switch to the B bomb site inside for Chiefs.
Seth once again holding a good angle. Mungo probably going to be right into his crosshair. Unfortunately not able to land the shot there. But now Chiefs know exactly where that AWP is. He won't miss the second there. And well, Pex, the spray down wasn't that great, but in the end got the job done onto Burn. Chriso able to trade one back. He's going to have to come up huge in this one. Already down to 59 HP, so not a huge amount to play with. But that AWP here for the Chiefs is going to be crucial.
Yeah, Nickers there gets a lot of damage done onto the guy up onto the sniper deck there, but it's all going to be left up to Chriso and his ability to go massive. He won't even get one. Hex on 15 HP rolls the dice up that ladder, and this is a case of gamble versus gamble here right now in this game of Train, and Exile 5 getting their money's worth right now.
They certainly are, and Chiefs opting to buy into this one. Chriso, unfortunately, going to be taking away only a scout here, and once again we can see the double AWP set up for Exile 5. Hopefully for them this time at least it'll be a little bit more useful. But we'll see what the Chiefs do. Looks like they want to move quickly onto the A-bomb side, or at least Mungo does. He doesn't really have a huge amount of backup, but certainly getting really far into the site. And now you can start to see the trickle of the Chiefs members slowly but surely following him into the site. Mungo, very dangerous position here. Destiny needs to cover him, and will do it well. Zorbot being taken down as the first kill of the round.
Yeah, great Molotov there, actually zoning Zorbot off into a bad part of that side alleyway in outside, and Seth is going to have to come back and make this work for the Chiefs. Pex is going to come out of the small ladder room. He drops down, but Bird is not phased by that flash, and Pex gets the old "how's your father" treatment as he comes down the ladder, but Seth will pick up the AWP kill there, and now begin, well, I should think, to retreat away and save that AWP.
Yeah, it certainly seems like he's agreeing with those sentiments, but this should be a third one on the board here for the Chiefs, and I mean, previous map on Case, we did see XL5 getting off to a pretty good start, and then once Chiefs were able to get a round or two on the board, they basically just ran away with it. So this is kind of the point for me here where XL5 really need to be careful that they don't let Chiefs back into this first half.
Well, XL5 really need to prevent Chiefs from getting to 5.
Yeah, I agree.
If Chiefs get 5, they'll be very, very comfortable, even losing the pistol, that they can then close out the rest of their gun rounds in moderate pieces. Mungo gets very, very close to Seth, but cannot find the kill. Lots of money on Seth, but not very much on Mizu and Ferg here, so bit of gun juggling required here for the Exile 5 circus act, but as it gets underway, everyone should find themselves a rifle, but let's face it, must win here for Exile 5, because if Chiefs win this one, they're going to get their 5 instantly, as Exile 5 will go back onto straight eco.
Interesting in the previous round that the Chiefs, they kind of opted for a bit of a quicker strategy, and it worked out quite well for them. Seems like in that sort of respect, they almost looked for another quick strategy there, but Burn gets immediately dominated by Steph.
I mean, that's perplexing once again. I should say perplexing, because he just ran out by himself after you get the initial pick. You only continue with that push if Seth goes down there and gets one bullet and you're trying to even up the score. If your AWPer gets a pick at the start, you don't, as a rifler, throw it away, because that's just more work now that Seth has to try and find for his team in order to put them in a good position to win. Although Ferg here is completely on the flank, so this is a devastating rotation here as Seth
they don't even need it.
Has ended up doing a lot of work there, picking up a tray, but it's not over yet. Mizu fights back. It is Nickez in a 3 versus 1, but Ferg should have this one pretty comfortably worked over.
Oh. Yeah, well, no trouble at all there for Ferg, and that's actually a really good result now for XL5, resetting the economy here for the Chiefs.
Yep.
And setting themselves up on a pretty good springboard to actually propel themselves to a good first half score.
It is, but once again, the damage being done by Chiefs there on that round. You can see $0 on Ferg, a bit on Zorbot, but that's about where it finishes. The rest of Exile 5 are in financial difficulty if they were to lose this round. And for me, it's all about Chiefs' ability to accumulate frags. If they can get 1 or 2 kills every single round, like ideally 3, but as they're on eco, they don't really expect to win this one, but they just want to get as many guns out of as many hands as possible. And then because once they do win one, they want Exile 5 to be on that eco.
Yeah, well, at the moment, it's not happening. XL5 not letting them even get a sniff into this round. Mungo and Nickez already down. As I say that, though, Burn finding a kill with the Deagle, as he does. And there you go, Destiny with one as well. So, you know what? You can never count the Chiefs out in a pistol round like this. They're such good pistol players, and especially Deagle players.
Yeah, and Destiny gets a lot of damage onto Seth, and Burn will try and make his way around the back of the green train. Oh, this is very,
I want to
very
see this
dangerous
happen.
here. Oh no, I thought that it was going to magically happen here for Burn, but he's not managed to get any good positioning there onto Seth. Seth picks up yet another triple, and he has raced out to 11 and 4. So once again, a single player for Exile 5 standing up to be counted. And it's going to be on the Chiefs here to eco once again. They might force a buy, they might not. And once again, they will take the gamble, take the risk, and hopefully it works out in their favour. That's how they played the first match. And indeed, this one, it's worked out so far for them. So they're going to stick to their guns, literally, metaphorically, and try and work their way back into this match.
Once again, a pretty quick entry towards the A site here for the Chiefs. This time not working out quite so well. We see Nikez and Burn going straight away down. Mizu able to get one as well with his AWP. Mungo on the lurk around behind, but really he's easily covered off here by Zorbot. And Chriso, the remaining player on 7 HP. You have nothing. You can't do anything as Chriso. Walk out of the smoke, see fire. Okay, better go back in the smoke.
Nice shot there. Don't know how he didn't die from the Molotov then, but it seems as though he was sitting in it. That's actually, while this round winds down, unless we see something amazing, Mizu takes down the last kill. I was actually having an interesting conversation with Sniper in the green room prior to both these series starting with Athletico, Parallax, and Exile 5 Chiefs. And he was raising some interesting points about getting a very finite area of damage for that Molotov to hit because it takes the random element out of the game. We want to do that as much as possible.
Yeah.
But he also talked about developing a feature for just the spectator function. So it's purely a spectator function where you can see the burn radius of a Molotov. Yeah. So that would allow us to make more accurate gauges about people working their way around and into Molotovs. So it's interesting that hasn't been implemented yet, but Pex and Ferg do what they do best, pick up a kill each, and now put Chiefs back on the back foot once again.
Yeah, Nikez getting a bit of damage across there to Zorbot, only on 2 HP, so he needs to be careful with what he's doing here, but the rest of his team absolutely have it in spades. Mizu and Ferg finding another one for themselves. Nikez actually able to take down Ferg here. If he can take down Zorbot as well, it's not a bad eco coming out here from Chiefs.
One more here from Nikez, and he's really done a good job here, and he won't get it. Mizu gets the kill, and gets the easy kill, mind you. Lined that one up well, and Exile 5 looking like they can really take it to Chiefs right now. But I just have to hope that Exile 5 can hold on their T side, because they know they're going to get what's coming on the Chiefs CT side of things. They just need to hope that they hold on to this one 12-3 or 11-4 and not let Chiefs back to that 10-5 score we were talking about.
Yeah, I mean, there is still plenty of opportunities here for the Chiefs to actually come back and make this a reasonably good T side. Burn will start off well. This time he's the one taking away the AWP. So again, that versatility that we spoke about for the Chiefs paying dividends.
Absolutely, and the Chiefs will now back away. Mizu hits Chris O'Reilly with a nice looking AWP shot there, and he'll continue to fight hard. That one looked like it was on point, but obviously the electric box there, close to the back of the train yard, has prevented the hit. But Destiny works his way around the smoke, knows exactly when to stop spraying there to avoid the bullet traces being used to fire back with the AWP. And he will dance and dodge his way around outside. Very dangerous here for Exile 5 though, as Nikez picks up Seth.
Mungo as well, going to be chiming in onto Zorbot. Nikez find his second onto Mizu. And all of a sudden, the Chiefs should be able to take this round out. So 4 on the board now. And, well, you mentioned the 5 rounds, but if they can get to 6, that's going to complain.
Can't complain, won't complain. And Exile 5, once again, in a very precarious position with their money, I should think. No, they're going to easily cover this one. And in fact, a gutsy call here from Exile 5. They're actually going to eco this one in lieu of buying guns to make sure that last round they don't have a dodgy buy. So they've gone for one complete buy with 2 AWPs potentially over 2
Chriso getting punished.
Average buys, yeah.
But you're right, yeah, this is obviously the eco round coming out here for Exile 5, and they're actually not doing a bad job of it. Pex has found himself an AK. He's got armor as well to work with, so wouldn't be surprising here to see Chiefs lose a couple more players.
No, and Mizu, aside from Pex, who's above the ladder, has found his way into almost T-spawn area. Pex has a commanding position here, bomb down, above the ladder. It has to be Chiefs coming back to retrieve this one in order to win the round. I just hope his teammates can hold on long enough outside to allow him to keep the pressure on the bomb, because you know, he's going to get flanked from multiple positions very soon. His teammates just need to hide and stay alive, but they're not doing that. Zorbot goes down, and now it'll be on Mizu and Pex to defend against 3 incoming Chiefs players.
Yeah, this will be really tough, though, for Pex. I mean, there's still 50 seconds here for Chiefs, so they don't necessarily need to rush into anything. They can make sure that they slowly but surely are able to cover off the angles. And really, I think that maybe the winner of this duel might decide the round. It is going to be Nikes, and really... Yes, that basically has decided the round here. Exile 5, no hope of closing this one out. Burn.
I mean, horrible decision-making, though. You've got the bomb down above a ladder where the terrorists either have to come up the ladder, come up a staircase, or 2 staircases. That's the only way into where the bomb was. Yeah. 2 staircases and a ladder. How do you not play the height advantage? How do you move around in such a way that allows favourable aim duels to occur to the point where Mizu couldn't make ends meet at the end there? But, I thought they had a really big advantage. And they've just let that one go. However, they are on a bye round now, and Exile 5, 9-5 up, look to close this one out, but Chiefs have that magical 5 number, Jordan, so this round is very, very crucial here for Exile 5.
4 on the A-bomb site, though, for Exile 5. They've read this situation very well. The Chiefs executing straight onto that side, and they're going to walk right out into a big stack from Exile 5. Burn trying to get in there and get the entries working, but Ferg is able to answer the challenge and picks him up. Does get traded out by a grenade from Destiny. Mungo doing good work there on Mizu as well, and Nikes chiming in with 1. So what looked like a good round potentially setting up there for Exile 5 has almost been thrown away here.
Absolutely, and it seems as though even when Exile 5 are getting kills, Zorbot gets a double there. Pex is now in a 2 versus 1. Can he spray down? He does! Pex now with his team on his shoulders, having to make ends meet here, 9 versus 5.
He's looking the wrong way.
He's looking the wrong way, but he does find the angle, and he replies now. The Terrorist is really in a good position.
Mungo just needs to play it cool here. He's still got 50 seconds to play with, doesn't need to do anything rash. He's already got the damage across to Pex. Everything is in his favour.
Everything apart from the fact that Mungo really isn't sure of where Pex has gone. He has an idea that he's on the left-hand side of the train yard, but Mungo...
This is a good move.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Mungo, knowing full well that Pex has disappeared into thin air, he's going to go back and plant this one inside. I just hope that he does a left-hand side of like a high ramp side plant here. And,
well, he needs to move quick. He's going to get caught off guard, but no, actually, Mungo, perhaps the one playing the hunting game, and it is him to actually mind game a little bit there and picks up the round. Very nice little clutch coming out from him.
Yeah, lovely. I didn't see that one coming at all. I thought
No, neither did I. I thought he was looking the wrong way.
Absolutely. I thought he'd get the bomb down there and just be able to hold that from a pretty open side, but he's gone for the old juke, and I mean, that could have not paid off for them, but I mean, how many times have we said that about Chiefs? They've taken every possible gamble at the highest possible odds. So Chiefs now, with 6 rounds in the bank on their T side, move into the CT side with a lot of confidence, and now Exile 5 will have to prove why they deserve to be here.
Fair amount of utilities being brought up here by the Chiefs on their CT side. Mungo with the 2 flashes and the defuse kit. Probably not surprising, considering he's on that sort of more supporty role because he's the sub. Destiny, interestingly enough, buying a lot of utilities as well. So Chiefs just trying to keep the guys out of the bomb sites here rather than necessarily take the aim duels.
Yeah, but Brown Hall's control taken early by Exile 5, so that gives them versatility, but they're not going to use the versatility. They're going to push down low ramp, and this is going to be with the bomb as well. Pex will need to find one on the bomb train. He needs to find something. Burn doing a great job. Look at his movement there. Burn just schooling the guys from Exile 5 before Pex comes in and gets nailed by Chris O'Ware. 2 players come out of Vines, but the timing there just so far off for them, and they're going to have to make ends meet here. But Nikes picks up 1 and spots out Zorbot. 2 versus 1 here.
Really seemed a little bit nonsensical for Exile 5 having those 2 players over in Ivy, but I mean, I feel like if maybe they were on the B-bomb site, then they would have been able to get another kill. The B-bomb site would have been in the favour of Exile 5, but really the strategy that they opted to go for there just didn't work out.
Well, when they were going down low ramp and they knew they were committing with the bomb, those guys at Ivy just needed to go as hard as they possibly could. There's no point in hanging around there at that point when you've committed the bomb. If you're not committing the bomb, that's different. You can hold back and wait for the options to unfold. But clearly, that's not the case. And Zorbot here is going to find himself in a very precarious 2 versus 1. 27 seconds remaining. This is a must-win round here for Exile 5 if they want to continue to push this towards the 3rd map. Zorbot does get 1 now. This is very hairy. It comes down to whether or not he can find the 2nd kill or not. Zorbot spots out Destiny. Destiny doing the dance around the train. He will find Zorbot and takes him down. Chiefs begin their CT roll.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that's just Destiny for you, right?
It is. It's ironic that Chris is the Iceman because he's cool under pressure. I don't know what Destiny is. Just like a fully frozen dude who's you just can't read his expression at all, win, lose or draw.
Yeah.
He's just emotionless in his approach to the game, and it bids him very well.
5 SMG set up here for the Chiefs, and you can see XL5 have opted to purchase into this round with the pistol armor buy and obviously the scout as well. So
Yep.
this might be a little dangerous for the Chiefs if they don't play it correctly.
Very, very dangerous here because I don't think that they gambled on Exile 5 pushing the buy here. I think they definitely would have thought that they're going to go eco mode and try and get those rifles. Chris O'Wow with that automatic stapler just going to work, making sure that all his invoices are properly attached to the receipts.
To the forehead of Pex. Going to get one onto Mizu as well. So, I mean, what could have been a dangerous round now for the Chiefs is all of a sudden looking a little bit better.
Yep.
Zorbot will be able to catch Chriso with his back turn. I'm not sure necessarily what Chriso was actually doing standing there in the A main.
No, and Burn's been caught completely off guard there. Destiny does chime in with one, but he'll go down straight away to Ferg as well. Now it's a 2 versus 2. Ferg and Zorbot. Zorbot has got the scout in hand with that Tech 9 as well and a grenade, so hopefully he can get that off. Oh my goodness! Zorbot, you champion! What a flick shot there onto Mungo, and he gets sent packing, although now Nikez with that, as I said, the stapler
Nikez
down to 1 HP.
Find the 1v1.
Does need to find the 1v1, but Ferg has been able to tap that one down.
I'd like to see some more of that coming out from Zorbot.
Yep.
I mean, we did say that we expected it was going to be Pex and Mizu and Seth to step up, but it certainly seems at the moment like Zorbot is the one stepping up. He's leading the fragging department for Exile 5.
It's really interesting. Both teams have taken mass gambles on their T side. Remember Chiefs buying 5 AKs, no head armor, no utility, and winning that round. Exile 5 getting Tech 9 and armor and winning their round against 5 SMGs. Inexplicably purchased by Chiefs. No idea why you've got 5 SMGs on train. Nonetheless, other maps, maybe it makes sense. Train, such long alleyways, such long distance. I don't know why all 5 players were reduced to close quarters combat. It cost them in the end, and Exile 5, as we said, have a lot to do here, but they've taken a step in the right direction at least.
Yeah, they. I mean, they've really put a bit of a question mark in the brain of the Chiefs. Destiny, though, will start off well onto Pex, traded it out, but still not too bad of a result here for Chiefs. A 1-for-1 when you're on eco is always going to be a pretty good result.
Absolutely, great work there by Destiny, and that grenade won't find its mark too well. Mizu overthrowing that one. I mean, he obviously couldn't see Mungo hiding on top of the train there, so he didn't know, but yeah, there's a situation here for Exile 5 where they themselves have 3 SMGs and only the rifle on Ferg. Which, again, to me is perplexing. Like, why does Ferg have the rifle? Why doesn't Mizu have a rifle? Or Zorbot, who's just been on fire?
Yeah.
Why does the in-game leader and theoretically the worst mechanical and, I guess, you know, the worst player on the team in terms of his aim, why has he got the only rifle? It doesn't make any sense to me, Jordan.
Certainly doesn't, and I guess these are perhaps the little things that maybe set other regions apart from our region, but I guess that's probably a discussion for greater minds than mine. X5 Ferg, though, going to be getting that 1 kill with the AK. Seth will be able to pick up one onto Chriso as well, so can't really question it when Ferg is able to get the frags anyway.
No, and I guess I do have an explanation. I'll just wait for this one to peter out here. Nikez trying to get a kill, he doesn't.
Huh.
So
Well,
the running theory perhaps from Ferg, and I will confer with him after the game, after the series, just to make sure. But I think his angle was, all right, I'm actually not trying to get any kills here with this rifle. I want all the SMGs to try and get that money bonus.
Point.
So perhaps in that defense, that he was thinking about the money of the rest of his players. Who knows? Maybe they just misbought. Maybe he's a genius.
Yeah,
Only
well,
time will tell.
I mean, it worked out for Exile 5, so may as well keep it going. Mizu going to start off with a great shot there onto Burn. I mean, obviously Burn wasn't really opting to pose much of a challenge with that pistol, but still, it was a nice one from Mizu. And interesting that they've put Mizu on the AWP here on the T side as opposed to Seth.
It is interesting. I'm not sure why exactly, but let's be honest. Mizu has done a completely acceptable job with that one. Seth has also done a great job. So yeah, it's weird that they've split this up, but as long as they're happy to do so, Seth chimes in there with a double after Mizu picks up the entry. Though they're working well as a team and as a partnership. Yep. So nothing untoward going on there. Now it'll be Mungo and Nikez trying to do the impossible. It is aptly named as such. They go down, and Exile 5 extend their lead 12-7. But here's where the real game starts.
Certainly does. The Chiefs now going to be able to buy up here. Chriso straight away going for the AWP. We saw him doing some okay AWPing on their T side, but I don't think it was anything too flashy. So hopefully for him at least he'll be able to, I guess, hold down the positions here on the CT side for the Chiefs.
Absolutely, and Chriso is going to play a monumental role here in fighting either Mizu or Seth with that AWP. He doesn't know just yet who's going to have that one. Seth is pretty okay with having this AK in hand, but Destiny's opening himself up slightly to this angle. He has been covered, but one flash towards his direction, one misstep, and he becomes a target for Seth's AK.
I got to say, I think Crusoe probably a little bit of a stronger AWP on the CT side than the T side, so I guess Chiefs have that in their favour.
Well, I mean, that's the difference between being a proper AWPer and just being a part-time AWPer.
Yeah, correct.
It's easy to be good on the AWP on CT because people are running at you. On Terrace, you really have to open up the different areas of the map, and he's exhibited that to perfection. Crusoe taking down Mizu, who had to open up the angle onto Chris, and he's been taken down. Destiny picks up a double. He's doing great work, and almost a triple. Pex does get one, but Chris trades straight away. And now Chiefs look as though, finally, once they have guns, it's taken them a while, but now they have guns, they looked and they closed out the whole game. So it'll be interesting to see here whether now, with full complement of grenades, kits, armor, the works, if Chiefs are going to drop around here or whether they're pretty comfortable closing out.
Certainly seems, at least from that round, that they're going to be looking quite strong in these rifle rounds, but we'll see how it turns out. Crusoe changing up his position once again, moving over towards Ivy, spots the shoulder of that player, but it would have been a very, very tough shot to hit. Yeah,
he definitely predicted that one, so good angles chosen by Chris, not able to make the shot, but Destiny here so deadly from these sort of gimmicky troll positions. He's the king of the swindle in Australian CounterStrike, and he'll continue to find weird and wonderful ways to make other players on the other team lose their mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of strange, though. We don't necessarily tend to see Destiny picking up things like the Mag 7 and playing in these positions. Generally speaking, he's just using the rifle. And
yeah, we don't see him buy those, I guess, more versatile weapons because he's so good on pistols.
Yeah.
So he just backs himself to buy a P250 rather than having to spend the extra money buying a real, like a quote-unquote real gun. He'll back himself every day, and either with a pistol or with a rifle, there's nothing in between for him.
Certainly seems that way at the moment, and looks like people are getting close to him, but bypassing him in favour of the B bomb site, which is at the moment going to be the home of Burn and Crusoe.
Zorbot's going to have to play a huge role in this one. He's actually the lurker coming through Brown Horse, and he's going to have to defuse the Destiny situation eventually as Chris provides great support there for his teammates. That grenade will land, but 40 HP is the score. He'll go straight down Destiny. And as I said, Zorbot not able to cover the flank. He was way too late, out of time, out of touch, and feeling like a Hall & Oates track.
Yeah, that was, again, another nice performance coming out from Crusoe. 2 kills in that round, 2 kills in the last round. So getting that AWP on him is paying dividends at the moment for the Chiefs.
Absolutely, and I guess there was a lot of fuss being made about the level that Parallax were playing at. But the level that Chiefs are playing at right now is not the same as Parallax. However, the style they're playing is incredibly frustrating for a structured team like Parallax. So even though the level, like if Parallax went up against a top European team right now and Chiefs did, Parallax would perform better based on what we've seen. However, Chiefs versus Parallax, who knows? Destiny pushing, getting people out of shape, getting people out of formation, changing it up, making the other team guess a lot. I mean, when you take these sorts of gambles like Chiefs have, yes, it's a lot of risk for you, but it's also a lot for the other team to have to figure out in a very short space of time.
Oh, Mungo. Well, I mean, we questioned him having the AWP in the last map, but he's all of a sudden just picked up 2 nice frags. As I say that and applaud him, he misses a reasonably standard shot there, so let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, not get too excited. But Mungo doing some nice work, Destiny denying the plant there from XL5, really good stuff from him. And I think that's probably just the objective at the moment here for the Chiefs, try to deny the plant and not lose any guns.
Yeah, Destiny, you can see here the confidence, not reloading his gun at all, and he will do so now. Mungo has actually let one through the net here, so he may lose his AWP. Oh, dear God, no. Nice Zorbot doesn't make that work, and you need to hit that frag and basically try and save that AWP from there, because that's a huge value to Exile 5, who are suddenly struggling for momentum as Chiefs have their equipment in order and now look to roll on through their CT half.
Yeah, well, that's 3 very convincing rounds in a row for the Chiefs here. So I'm starting to get a little bit worried for XL5. It was looking okay for them, actually, earlier on in this map. But now that the Chiefs really have got themselves rolling, XL5 are going to have to come up with something to stop this hype train.
Yeah, interesting, though. The AWP back in the hands of Seth. So while the duties were handed over to Mizu sporadically on the T side, now Seth has got that back in his hands, and looks as though Mizu is going to try and open something up here. Ferg needs to be very, very careful here. He's been spotted out by Burn, and Ferg, noticing that fact, is going to back away. And A little
unlucky, I guess.
Little edge of the wall there, not being
Yeah.
taken into consideration by Ferg, but that's fine. His grenade will do no damage at all. But, you know, Exile 5 here have been camped for about a minute in the same zone. They have not moved anywhere. This is a great showing of patience, but also a very big lack of versatility here in their options of spread picking outside. They've just been trapped here. That grenade should be pretty good there, but look, there's not a lot going on here for Exile 5, I'm worried, Jordan.
Yeah, there's 48 seconds left on the clock. They're going to start to have to get a wriggle on. Chriso's going to find one. Seth trading back, but Destiny is there to get another one for the Chiefs. As I say that, though, Tex is able to get one. Ferg finding a double on the bomb train, and now, all of a sudden, XL5, we did say something had to come up for them, and this is it.
Yep, but Nick is here. Can clutch because he's in a great position, but the terrorists know where he is. He just needs to make sure he's working these angles correctly, only opening himself up to one possibility at a time. He will dedicate himself to the cause, though. He's going to come in through this Ivy alleyway, but look, he's going to have a very difficult time because there's someone directly on his right. He knows he's there. Can he get the kill? He doesn't. Zorbot waits patiently, gets the jump. Yes and no. Yes and no. If Chiefs go down this one and their money's reset, they'll be extremely concerned, obviously, because Exile 5 will be on 14 with the tilt round in pursuit. But Chiefs will always back themselves in with players like Destiny, Burn Are You OK, and Chriso Wow to make this work. The barrage of grenades that comes in at T-Con's flushed out the AWP Seth there, and I guess Destiny will try and open up an angle here. But he has been unable to do so. Seth rips his face off, and that's a great start for Exile 5.
Indeed it is. Trying times now for the Chiefs. They do not want to let the XL5 guys get to 14 rounds, especially considering the economy situation that the Chiefs are in. Crusoe, though, will respond back. One of the AWPs out of the hands there for XL5. Mizu was able to pick that up, though, and continue the duties.
Yep, perfect positioning there from Mungo. He actually goes back to the exact same spot Destiny was killed in, so not expecting that at all. Chriso will then open up onto Seth the AWP, although Mizu's picking up the AWP here, so this is tit for tat once again. Exile 5 trapped in exactly the same circumstances they were last round. It's just, can they execute once again from this spot? They're going to have to make this work, because if they don't, they're in a lot of trouble. Mungo, great firing here. Pex trades well, and now it's a 3 versus 3 here for Exile 5, or Chiefs to take control of it. It's Nikes who gets the jump.
Yeah, it wasn't a great grenade coming out from that XL5 player, but that was a great shot from Chriso, and another one. Chriso looking fantastic with this AWP at the moment. 11 now on the board for the Chiefs. They, I guess, survive that bit of a trying time. They survive again another round, and, well, it's really starting to heat up here from here on out, Pete.
Yeah, Chriso, 22, 4, and 16. This is just a typical Chriso map 2 in a series, isn't it? So many times he has helped not just myself, but his teams from this position close out series against favorited teams in terms of being down. He's such a dynamic player, and when it comes to the clutch, he just he performs at the highest possible level. So Chriso putting on a great performance here for Chiefs with that AWP. And now it's on Exile 5 to once again respond, and they're going to look to this inside bomb site for answers.
Burn in a really good spot here to stop this aggressive push on the B site from XL5. If 4 of those players head straight down the B ramp, he's got that M4 in a nice close position, should be able to clean them up. Yeah,
they need to go here. They need to go on Burn while he's backpedaling before he gets that Molotov down, and they do get through, but they've taken some serious damage doing so, and only Mizu will end up with a rifle. Mungo, advantage positioning over the top of the train yard. He will bunny hop across and spot out one of his opponents, and really get a lot of communication out to his teammates where his opponents are, and that's great work by Pex picking up Destiny, but so much work to do left here for the Exile 5 boys.
Yeah, certainly a lot to go for, and the Chiefs, though, going to be able to close that one out quite easily in the end. Plenty of time to defuse the bomb, and 12 now for the Chiefs. I sort of expected Burn to do a little bit more work there. I mean, he got the Molotov down, but got immediately traded out. He's usually such a good player in that position.
Well, I expect Exile 5 to be able to react quicker to that situation. They'd actually done a great job of baiting Burn into retreating there and throwing the Molotov. Once he did, they needed to jump way quicker onto that frag, get that rifle and start pushing down the flanks of that bomb site, because you cannot hold on train from where the bomb's planted. It's just going to be too much effort. And actually, Jordan, both of these teams going immediately to the double AWP setup, so this should be a fantastic round about to unfold in front of us.
Yeah, certainly is. Burn this time, the second AWPer for the Chiefs, again changing up who's taking what. The grenade going to pop across here, won't do too much damage, but X5 losing players here and losing health quite quickly. Zorbot and Seth down to only 15 and 28 respectively. They have got the 1-for-1 trade, but still, the Chiefs looking okay here.
Chiefs looking okay, and Mizu's going to play a huge role. Once again, though, this outside bomb site's going to be the focus of attention here for Exile 5. Pretty predictable, mind you, as Chriso once again has picked up a frag, but Seth finds Burn. Are you okay? Chriso will find a second, but he's been traded out as well. It's a 2 versus 2. Destiny gets the crucial kill, and Seth is left in a 2 versus 1 here with only an AWP remaining.
We've seen him do this once before. It was a 3v1 situation on Cache, online. Now is where he has to step up at LAN. It's only against 2 players, but when you say only, it is Destiny, one of the best players in Australia, and of course Mungo there to back him up. This is going to be an incredibly tough situation for Seth.
Yeah, absolutely, and Destiny's very, very smartly rotated towards the back of the train yard here, and although Seth finds the angle, he was actually looking for Destiny. And Destiny had disappeared and gone back of trains. So even if that duel had gone to Seth, Seth would have had no idea that Destiny had flanked him like that, and he was ready to close out the round. So Chiefs here, looking strong, and Exile 5, I don't know, looking flakier than a Greek pastry.
Well, I mean, Chiefs, you know, they did get in the round where XL5 were poised to take the 14th one, but now everything going in the favour of the Chiefs. They've got XL5 on the eco, and surely they should be able to pick this one up, head it to 14, and have a great position to close out the map.
Yeah, Burn's not been able to get his grenade off, and that's going to be some real problems here for him, as he only gets one once again. That's a much better ability from Exile 5 to recognise the pressure being put on there, and they'll actually get in. This has caused some serious dramas, but Pex and Zorbot are just one hit away, but Pex has picked up a double there. Nikes is going to have to do some seriously good work, and does. So now Mizu here, 2 versus 1, once again with a lot on the line here for his team.
This is looking quite dangerous still for the Chiefs, even if it does go in the favour of the Chiefs, which it does. That was way too close for comfort, if you ask me.
Certainly was, certainly was. Burn being exposed there for his lack of, I guess, feel for where the terrorists are on the map, although he didn't know they were there. You need to be in a better spot than what he was to defend that inside bomb site. So Exile 5 do go down in this game, 14-13. Jordan, this is the matchup that I actually thought we'd see on the first map. I thought that Exile 5 would structurally be sound enough to get and then be blown out in the last few by Chiefs, which is what's happening here. Chiefs got off to a start, and now in the second map look to close out the series here as they go up, and lots of damage grenades. So powerful there. Seth and Pex get rolled, and so does Ferg. Great start here once again by Chiefs.
Mungo spraying across from the ladder is able to get the pick onto Seth there. And also another one onto Ferg. Nikes will find Mizu. And this is going to be 15 rounds on the board here. Zorbot, all on his lonesome, doesn't have the bomb, doesn't have any utilities to play with, and only 60 HP. The Chiefs here in a great position to be able to pick up this round here and then set their sights on the magic number 16.
They certainly will, and the only thing that stands in their way is Zorbot on 60 HP, but they know exactly where he is, so this is going to be a very, very difficult prospect here for Zorbot to pull off, and he's bailed, so he's going to try and find a new angle to rework this 2 versus 1, or is he? No, he's going to go back to the T connector, try and make it work. All he's done is thrown some doubt in the minds of the Chiefs players, but let's be real, the Chiefs are in well control of this game.
Okay, here we go.
But now Zorbot's exposed. The player knows where he is, and it's all up to him. Burn. He's not going to miss those. No. Not at this stage of the game. And Exile 5.
Economy looking fantastic for the Chiefs at the moment. They're going to invest in a double AWP here and try and close it out in this one. Should be an interesting round coming out here for these 2 teams. Pretty standard buy coming out from Exile 5.
Yeah, but look at the work being done from every player in Exile 5. I think it was something like 21, 19, 19, 18, and 20. So across the board, Exile 5 have turned up to play. It was just as we feared, though. It's just not enough. It's not enough firepower to get over the top of a team like Chiefs with a Destiny and a Burn and a Chriso, and even in this game, although, as you said, we've been overly critical of him, Mungo, who's played spectacularly well in this game of Train.
Yeah, he certainly has. Seth down to 13 HP, is peeking in towards the A site with the AWP, but at the moment not spotting anyone out. Chriso may be about to take this challenge, but no, it's Destiny. Great push coming out from him. Finds 2, almost gets the 3rd there. Had the good read on the situation there, but Mungo, not exactly sure what he did there, but has managed to kill himself.
Yeah, he's copped a lot of damage and fallen off a train, I'd say, and that's going to be the end of his round as it stands. But Ferg, menacing here inside, opens up an angle. He needs to make that kill. He needs to make this work for his team, Ferg, but he actually backs away from a very, very good opportunity. He needed to make that frag because that would have, I guess, split the 2 remaining CTs and opened up one of the sites for the terrorists. But as it stands, he's going to have some more work to do, and he's going to take the gamble, just like everyone else in this game seems to be doing, walking through the smoke and trying to make it work.
has actually opted to fall back from pushing through that smoke, and in the end it probably would have been a good idea to push the smoke. He would have gotten around behind Burn, but the other players from his team making their way. Seems like they've actually got control of it. The Chiefs giving it up and playing for the retake.
Absolutely, and Nikez is going to be key here as Chriso picks up the headshot on Ferg. He rotates through. Nikez picks up the flank kill. Chriso gets the last frag of the game. Chiefs get this one to go. 2-0. Good stick-to-itiveness by them. Good ability to work through a lot of the pressure Exile 5 was putting on them, particularly on that CT side of train. Jordan, we said 5 or 6 rounds was going to be the magic number for Chiefs in order for them to come back on their CT side. They got to 6, and it turned out to be too many for Exile 5 to have to look to get on their T side.
Yeah, good performance there from the Chiefs. Probably not quite as dominant as, well, not probably, definitely not as dominant as Parallax. But they'll go through tomorrow to face Parallax. SL5 will be up against Atletico. Yep. And, well, it's going to be some cracking matches coming up tomorrow morning.
Absolutely. There's so much to play for here still. None of these teams that played today have been eliminated. It's all about what happens tomorrow morning for Exile 5 and Atletico in terms of their fate.